Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce, and today we're going to talk about what to shoot when you can't shoot. Because right now we are on an ammo crunch, an ammo crisis if you will, where we're in a situation where if you can find the ammo, it is prohibitively expensive to purchase and shoot for fun. Basically, people are hoarding ammo, people are trying to manufacture ammo as quickly as possible, and it is just not there. The demand is too great right now for ammo prices to come down to a reasonable level. So what do you shoot when you can't shoot? I've got an itchy trigger finger that needs some exercise. So what do? Well, this is going to be part one and maybe a 2 or 3 video series on what to shoot when you can't shoot. And today we're talking about pellet guns, pellet rifles, and pellet pistols. What kinds do I use? What kinds do I enjoy? And the last couple of times I've been down to the farm, I have made sure to bring some pellet rifles and pistols with me. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it to myself on the farm right now. The Benjamin Prowler is a full-size Springer-style air rifle, but it uses a nitrogen piston versus a spring. So it's a little bit quieter and a little bit easier to shoot. Unfortunately, the cocking effort is still like 35 pounds. So it is not super easy to do, but it can be done, of course, with some technique involved. I have a target 10 yards down range. I've got a red dot on here, by the way, a red dot and a magnifier. The magnifier is picking up too much glare, as you can tell. The sun's right in my eyes. So I'm going to just be using the red dot today. You always want to hold the barrel down with your hand there, because sometimes they do like to let go, and it is almost like holding a bear trap. Okay, we're going to go ahead and shoot over this chronograph. Hopefully it picks it up. These are very tiny pellets. Oh, the pellet I'm using is a Crosman Premier Hollow Point 7.9 grains. They tend to shoot really well. Not quite as good as the traditional wad cutters, but they do a pretty good job. And with these, you do not need to use any kind of hearing protection. The techniques involved with shooting a high-power air rifle, basically all your bad habits are multiplied with these things. So you really want to have a very steady hold, especially if you're going to be shooting off the shoulder, a very, very steady hold on this. Because they are heavy, they're not lightweight. The triggers are not great usually, unless you spend some buku bucks. Here, see, started out good, and now I am talking and being animated on camera, and my shots are kind of going all over the place. Make sure my red dot's in place still. It is. So I can't blame that on my poor accuracy. Now, don't get me wrong. I would prefer to be shooting an AR-15 right now, especially a big bore AR-15. There is something about the sound that an AR-15 chambered in .458 SOCOM. There's something about that sound that it makes when you hit a still target with that kind of cartridge that just is very difficult to replicate. Very enjoyable. But my shooting budget just can't withstand the price per cartridge for that round, or any big bore application. It's just too expensive to shoot that much. So this will have to suffice for now. Keep in mind, these are very loud. They're not quite as loud as a .22, but, well, think about a .22 short. These are about as loud as a .22 short through a rifle. So this is not something you can shoot in every backyard. Many backyards, yes, but these are not your Red Ryder BB guns. These are quite a bit louder than that. So you may have to actually shoot this at the shooting range. And I have taken this to a shooting range and no one made fun of me. They all were very intrigued by it. They're like, wow, that's actually fun because it is cheap. You're not thinking about throwing 50-cent 9mm down range or $1 per round in 5.56 ammo that it is today, which is insane. You're shooting this for pennies, actually less than a penny per shot. One common question I always get though is, how quickly can I fire this rifle? Well, I am not an expert. I just dabble in air rifle just like I dabble with everything else that shoots a bullet down range. I love this stuff, including air rifles all the way to 50 BMG. So speed test, I've got one in a chamber ready to go and a stopwatch. 3, 2, 1, go. Safety off. Shoot. Safety on. You want to make sure your safety is on so that you don't accidentally pull the trigger while the barrel is open. Because that is like holding a bear trap next to your face. I'm definitely not being as accurate or quite as safe as I normally am. But this is a speed test. Time. I have no idea how many I got there, so I'll have to add that up right now and put that on the screen. Let's say you do not want a full-size Springer style air rifle. Well, there are plenty of pistols as well. This one is CO2. There are CO2 style and there are Springer style as well. And that is one of the disadvantages of a CO2 cartridge firearm, is that eventually you will start to lose accuracy, lose speed, and you've got to get those things changed out. It is a consumable. There's no way around it that you're gonna have to change those out. And they aren't free. They're not expensive, but they're not free either. I just realized I was shooting .17 ammo through my 22. Now this should be quite a bit more accurate. My other one is a 17 caliber, so I've got a little bit of a excuse there, but not much of one. This should be much more energetic. There we go. The accuracy is good. It is very good. I mean, the target I'm shooting is a good sized target. I think it's about an 8-inch steel plate, and I'm only at 10 yards. If you're going to do like some bullseye type shooting, then 10, 15, 20 yards, you're pretty much good to go with something like this for funsies. You know, you're not going to be competing with this unless it's just amongst friends. But anytime if you're going to reach out about 25, 30, 40 yards, whatever, you're going to want to upgrade your equipment. But for general, backyard style plinking, it's hard to beat just a simple pistol, air pistol, just for fun. As long as you keep the targets at a reasonable distance, then all the fundamentals transfer over. Your stance, your grip, your sighting picture, all that pretty much is identical. Now, I would not go as far as say this is true training. If you can shoot a air pistol like a champ, does that also mean you're going to be super proficient at shooting a Glock? Nope. No, those platforms are very different from any kind of air pistol. If you learn how to drive a Kia, does that also mean you can drive an Indy car? No, probably not. Let's say you're totally cool with the CO2 cartridge, using 12-gram CO2 cartridges, but you don't want to go single shot. because that's boring. I get it. So I do have a Diana Chaser, which is a pretty cool little pistol here. It has a 10-round magazine. I think it's 10, 9 or 10, I can't remember. Something like that. And it goes in like that. That's really, really cool. Diana Chaser. If you want to spend a little bit more money, you get a pretty cool pistol. It's not USA made, unfortunately, but it is a pretty cool pistol. I think it is more accurate than the Crosman version, and of course you can get a 10-round magazine to go with it. It comes standard with a single shot little tray that you use, so you're still single shot until you buy the extra magazine. And just like the Crosman, you got about 100 rounds per charge, and then you start losing accuracy and speed. And let's say you do not want to go with the CO2 cartridge types. Well, you do have the Crosman pump pistols, which this has a stock on it too. Now they take quite a bit more muscle to get going and shoot, especially if you take off the safety, it helps. What if you wanted a non-CO2 cartridge, yet also not a pump pistol either? Well, I got a solution for that. And that solution is the Beeman P17. I'm pretty sure they still make these. Let me double check that real quick. Yes, I just Googled it and they are still available. I think it was a while they weren't. But you basically, it's pneumatic. It's a pneumatic spring and you cock it once. Safety off. It's been a long time since I've shot this. It is super accurate, never needs a CO2 cartridge, and you don't have the multiple pumps that a pump pistol will have from Crosman. But this thing is a little bit hard to get cocked. This is not the first ammo crunch that we've all been through. This too shall pass. But until then, until the ammo is plentiful, there are still other things to shoot, and you can save your big cartridges for a later day. And then once the ammo crunch passes, once it's all caught up, I highly recommend everyone to buy it cheap and stack it deep. That's what I did, and I have an entire closet full of ammo because I've already seen that movie. I've already seen the movie. I've already heard the song of the ammo crunch, so I was prepared. I highly recommend everyone else to do the same for the future. Well guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go ahead and subscribe. A lot more is on the way. If you have any comments, questions, or show ideas, leave that in the comment box of the video. I'll try to get as many as possible. There should be some links on the screen right now for you to stay on Deuce and Guns channel. And as always, you guys have a great day. See ya.